Hello everyone, welcome back to another Doctor Who figure related video. In today's Doctor Who figure related video, I'll be covering the recent Doctor Who B&M sets Summer Wave for 2022. So we've had 4 new Doctor Who sets been revealed, which I believe are hitting the stores in August, September time. Just depends on B&M put them out on the shelf really. So yeah, I believe the prices have gone up to £21.99. So yeah, we're going to dive into that. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to give you my thoughts on each set, do a little breakdown of what the set includes and what character options I've used to create these new variants of figures, what you might already have on your shelf already, or if you don't, then I'll give you sort of an idea of what they've used for that really. Yeah, this year for Doctor Who figures so far has been pretty darn good. We've had the K1 robot on 4th Doctor, which has been a lovely figure set. And my personal favourite of the year so far is the Warriors of the Deep set, having classic Silurians join the classic figure shelf. Truly marvellous. So if you're new around here and you like your Doctor Who figures, then please do consider hitting that subscribe button, as there's plenty of Doctor Who figure related content on the channel and upcoming in the near future. And of course I will be trying to review all of these sets that feature in today's video. So without further ado, let's dive into the first set, shall we? First set I'm going to talk about is the History of the Dalek set number 9, Planet of the Daleks Electric Boogaloo. As we've already had the Planet of the Daleks set, last year I think it was November time it was announced that we were getting 2 Planet of the Daleks sort of gunmetal grey drones, which I really love because we got a nice sort of mutant reveal feature. Really did like those Daleks there. Some of my favourite Dalek character options I've ever done. And a lot of people were underwhelmed, going, well, where's the Planet Supreme Dalek? Where's the anti-light wave reflectant Dalek? Try saying that when you're drunk. But here it is. We have it. So this set, I will be honest, is probably one of the highlights for many people, but to finally get the Planet Supreme in their collection. Now this figure has been slightly tweaked. It's got the updated gold colour, what we saw on the Day of the Daleks, Supreme Dalek, and the slats have been slightly altered. They're a lot more smoother. And a bit more wider compared to what we're seeing on the original release, but we'll have a closer look at that when we do a bit of a breakdown. And of course we have the light wave reflectant Dalek, which is essentially a clear version of our Dalek, what we're seeing in the Toys R Us 2013 2-pack, but without the sort of spray paint on it, so it's a nice sort of clean. And in terms of the box, we've lost the Scene Pacific backdrop, which is a bit of a shame, and also the Daleks seem to be vacuum packed within the packaging. They don't seem to have the window box anymore. It doesn't look like it unless it's sort of a test shot, but it does look like it's more vacuum packed within the actual packet itself, so that's rather interesting to say the least. But yeah, pretty nice set. So let's do a bit of a deep dive on what character options have done to make these new versions of these figures. So giving a quick breakdown on the Planet of the Dalek set, so we have the new Supreme Dalek, which has been given more of a sort of a lighter gold finish compared to the 2008 Dalek Collector set number 1 version. It doesn't look to be as glossy as the original, which I guess we'll have to wait and see what it's like in person, but it'll be good to finally have an updated sort of Supreme Dalek, because the joints on this Dalek are incredibly stiff. If you've got this set, then you'll know exactly what I mean. And it looks like the dome lights are more of a solid purple plastic instead of a sort of opaque sort of look to the dome lights on this. But yeah, be good for people who don't have this. And of course the anti-light wave reflectant Dalek is pretty much a clear version of this Dalek. That's pretty much all it is. It's just about the little spray paint, so that'd be a nice little variant. It looks more like it belongs with like a Revelation of a Dalek set, like the Necros Dalek, to be honest. But yeah, it's nice for people to have that, and it'd be a good little variant to have, and I'm very excited to get a clear Dalek figure. So I'm going to cover a figure pack now. I think it's just nice to alternate it just to keep it a bit more variety. So the first figure pack I'm going to cover is the 8th Doctor set, which contains an updated TV movie 8th Doctor, an updated Night of the Doctor McGann, and an updated Big Finish 8th Doctor. Now this, I can see, has a lot of appeal for people because the TV movie McGann has only had 1 release officially in the 11th Doctor set, which was back in 2010. Of course in Toys R Us we did get the comic version with Dalek Alpha, but of course that figure's very highly sought after now, so I can see why people want to get this. And the paint apps for this are looking very nice, a bit more accurate to how it was in the TV movie. And interestingly, the trousers have now got a nice sort of mottled effect, much like what we've seen on the 4th Doctor figures on the robot set in Terror of the Zygons 4th Doctor, which is Very nice. And I guess the star for that set for many people, I guess, is the Night of the Doctor McGann. This has got more of an accurate sort of paint colour scheme. If you look at the waistcoat, it's done more, instead of a sort of a copper sort of colour, it's more of a sort of a greeny metallic finish, which is very nice. And I do like that, actually. I do like the Night of the Doctor McGann figure, and of course this sort of harkens back to what the B&M sets were all about originally, putting hard to get figures in figure sets and releasing them so people had a better chance of getting these. But of course, if you have the original figures, they've been slightly tweaked, so the original figures still maintain the value if you care about that sort of thing. But yeah, that's a nice little thing. But probably the weakest figure in this set is probably the Dark Eyes or Doom Coalition Ravenous McGann or Stranded. That's interestingly using sort of the big finish exclusive legs with the sort of black boots, and it's got a more of a muted jacket and a slightly different paint apps on the buttons, and sort of more of a brownie wash on the hair. But what's rather nice about this one is it comes with the satchel, which was missing on the sort of Interrogator Prime version. But it's a bit of a shame that these Doctors don't come with their sonic screwdrivers. I think that would have been really nice. Since the price of these sets has gone up a little bit, it would have been cool just to see maybe the odd sonic screwdriver in there, just to make it go, at least my 8th Doctor's got a sonic screwdriver. But nevertheless, pretty good set, and probably the strongest figure set out of the ones that have been announced so far. Taking a look at the 8th Doctor set, so if we take a look at the TV movie McGann, this is the 11th Doctor set one. As you can see, we've got more of a sort of a bronzy finish to the waistcoat and cravat, which is very nice, and a bit more of a lighter sort of jacket instead of a sort of a dark bottle green jacket. Of course, the trousers now sort of a greyy sort of browny colour, which have got a nice sort of mottled effect, which we've seen on the 4th Doctor trousers from the Robot set and Terror of the Zygon set. And I think the shoes, yeah, I think the shoes are exactly the same. But yeah, that's the main difference of the 8th Doctor. Then if we move on to the Dark Eyes 8th Doctor, you can see that the jacket is a much more of a muted colour. This is the revised set from 2020, what came with the more vibrant Interrogator Prime. The buttons are more of a coppery colour, but it's nice to get the satchel. I think the hair has been slightly lighter colour on this new version coming up, and of course we get the satchel, which is a nice little highlight. And the trousers seem to be much more of a lighter denim colour, and the boots are now black, much like as seen on the Big Finish exclusive version. And then finally, if we take a look at the TV, Night of the Doctor, 8th Doctor, we can see that the coat is a lot much more of a muted green colour, and you can see that the waistcoat has been given much more of an accurate sort of greeny silver instead of that nice sort of vibrant bronze finish. And of course the trousers seem a lot more lighter to them, and of course the boots seem a bit more dark. I really like the new improved Night of the Doctor McGann figure. I think that's probably one of the standout figures in this summer wave of B&M sets. But it is a shame we don't actually have the sonic screwdrivers coming with these. It would have been a really cool addition to have the Dark Eye sonic screwdriver in 5-inch figure form. Now the second Dalek set is Death to the Daleks. Now this set, I've been very intrigued about what they're going to do for this, because I really like Death to the Daleks as a story, and I have a huge soft spot for the Death to the Daleks design, because they sort of remind me of sort of a scientist sort of group of Daleks. So we have 2 Daleks, as you would expect with the history of a Dalek set. So we've got the Commander Dalek with the orange dome lights. Pretty much looks the same what we saw in the 3rd Doctor and Dalek Twin Pack from 2009. But I guess these Daleks will have an updated silver paint finish, much like what we've seen on the 1960s Daleks, which should look really resplendent with that nice sort of vibrant silver paint. And then we have the sort of standard drone Dalek with the gun, the normal exterminator gun. I'm not sure if it has the sort of usual 70s gun, but it looks like it's got the pinched gun, what we've seen on like the Genesis Daleks and pretty much onwards in the Doctor Who figure line. Bit of a shame that the gun isn't actually painted black. I thought that that's one thing they could rectify with this, because when they did the sound effects Dalek back in 2012, they literally did exactly the same. So I feel like this is the sound effects Dalek, but without the sound effects, and just with the updated silver paint apps. I think that this, like I say, it's great for people who haven't got it. I'm definitely going to get it, because like I said, I'm a huge fan of the Death to the Daleks, and to have 2 more, it completes the 4 Daleks what we see in the story. So yeah, pretty nice set. So again, we're doing a little breakdown of what this set is done to make these new variants. Not much to say about these Daleks because it's Dalek, it's just a quick little repaint really, but we'll do it anyway. On to the Death to the Dalek set now. Like I said, the only real difference for this set really is they've been given the updated silver paint apps. This is very much the same Dalek you're going to get from the 2009 third Doctor set, which of course will have the updated bronze paint apps. And it is a bit of a shame with these Daleks. Again, the mid section hasn't been painted all the way through. You can see on this sound effects Dalek it's painted black all the way around, but on the new B&M version it's only done halfway on the shoulders. But again, much like the same sort of drone Dalek, same figure as the sound effects on, just without the sound effects, but again probably with the updated silver paint app. So yeah, there we go, that is the Death to the Daleks. Well, not much to say on that because it's just simple repaint of two existing Dalek figures we already have on our shelf. The last figure set, the Temp Doctor one. Oof, this is an interesting one. This has definitely caused a bit of stir, and rightfully so. Now, a lot of people speculated, are we going to finally see the release of this 10th Doctor figure? As you can see, he's got the updated articulation, he's got the ball joints and bicep swivel. So people are thinking, okay, this is Capcom Option's chance to finally give us an updated 10th Doctor figure. Did they do it? No, they didn't. We have the 10th Doctor as it appears from a comic, when the sort of basically using a Raggedy Doctor figure and sort of doing a boil and pop and putting the 10th Doctor head on there. And then we have the 10th Doctor, two versions from the Wedding of Sarah Jane, which it's very interesting actually, this set. I think that they've gone for a more of a brighter blue suit, which I do like. I'm a big fan of the 10th Doctor's blue suit. It's probably my favourite 10th Doctor costume. Interestingly, we don't actually have the pinstripes. It's just a solid sort of blue suit. Yeah, I think that this is definitely going to be the set what people are going to pass on, to be honest. It's I think there was a lot of possibilities what they could have done. Like I said, they could have done the updated 10th Doctor with articulation for the coated figure, and maybe give us like the Silence in the Library version, just sort of give us a 10th Doctor with a different shirt. Colour of a 10th Doctor shirt's different, so it's at least something new and different. It's a different variant. I know that these are variants already because they've got the updated more vibrant blue suits, and the coat seems a lot more lighter. I guess it's more in keeping with sort of the prototype 10th Doctor with the updated articulation. But I can't help but feel it would have been nice just to give maybe the 10th Doctor in the suit, you know, maybe just a... I can't help but feel the 10th Doctor in the actual jacket, in his long coat, just to give him a different shirt colour, just something a little bit different. I admire the sort of comic book sort of 10th Doctor figure, but I think that that's very niche. But I guess, you know, people who want these figures are quite in a niche market really. But yeah, I think that this is definitely the most curveball set. So we've got a 9th and 13th Doctor set rumoured, so I guess we can assume that that's going to have variants of those characters in the autumn wave. So yeah, this is a bit of an interesting set. 3 David Tennants. Yeah. Well, okay, let's do a bit of a breakdown on this, shall we? On to the 10th Doctor set. So we'll take a look at the comic version. So essentially we have a Raggedy Doctor figure with a slight repaint of the tie, and of course they've just done a sort of switcheroo and put the 10th Doctor head on this body to give us this comic book version of the 10th Doctor. Pretty self-explanatory, that one. And then we have your standard 10th Doctor in blue suit, but of course we've given this more vibrant blue finish to it, and we've lost the pinstripes, which I guess it's going to really pop on your shelf, and I guess it matches that sort of comic book 10th Doctor feel, or you could say it's the 10th Doctor from like the Infinite Quest if you want. But yeah, it looks like they've used the head sort of paint apps what we've seen on the Shakespeare Code 10th Doctor. But going on to the long coat 10th Doctor figure, you can see that they've done exactly the same bright blue suit with the updated sort of paint finish on it. So that is the 10th Doctor set. So that has been the B&M Summer Wave for 2022. That has been my little breakdown on those sets. Let me know your favourite set, what's been announced. But overall, I think that it's just an okay wave. I feel like this wave of figures in particular belong in an era of like 2016, 2017 B&M, where I think 2016 is almost starting to get sort of slight variants, like the third Doctor from Invasion of the Dinosaurs and the Joe Grant from Time Monster. It feels like these sets, especially the figure packs, belong in like 2016. They feel like a bit of a dip compared to what we sort of normally get, but I'm assuming it's for budgetary reasons, and I'm sure when we get the winter wave, we'll be pleasantly surprised with what we get with either the electronic First Doctor TARDIS. I believe that's been sort of leaked as well, the 13th Doctor and 9th Doctor set, and I think what else has been a more History of a Dalek set and the Doctor and Davros twin pack as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what those sets are like, whether all the budget went for the winter wave and the summer sort of is just to sort of coast along to get a sort of build up the budget for more exciting figures like the Silurians. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. So if you're after these sets, good luck finding them. And I'm sure when they hit the stores, I'm going to track them down, and of course I will do my usual figure review, doing the breakdowns in those reviews as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe, it really does help me out, and I'll see you next time for more Doctor Who shenanigans. So thank you very much, and bye bye!